Happy holidays, everyone. We are very excited to be sharing with you our little cheese shaker snowman jar. At this point, if you're watching this, you've picked it up from the library and are ready for a quick demo. So you should have everything in this little bag. The only thing you would need is something to do your work on so that you don't get anything all over your countertops or your workspace. So I just used a paper bag and a glue gun. And if you don't have a glue gun, I'm sure a neighbor or a friend could lend you it for this little project. So anyway, first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take out your little jar of paint and your paintbrush. This is not a fancy paintbrush. You're certainly allowed to use your own. This one is a little cheapy. Some of the bristles might come out, so you might want to pull them out right away before you start. But you're going to take your top off. You're going to roll up your sleeves, pop open your paint, and what we're going to do here is we're going to give our shaker one coat of paint. We have to let it dry. We'll take a break, we'll come back, and you give it 2 coats. So the first coat, as we paint it, doesn't have to be perfect because you're gonna be giving it a second coat. So go around your jar and you're going all the way up to the top. All the way up and all the way around. And this is just giving it a nice coat, really covering all the glass up. And you wanna keep it going in the same, your strokes in the same direction. But you're just gonna move all the way around the glass. What will happen too is as you're painting, obviously you're holding it with your hand. So to help, put your hand in the jar like that. So you just have your fingers in and you just work your way around like this. This is actually not an acrylic paint, it's a chalk paint. It's an excellent paint for painting on glass. It doesn't streak as much. So it is better for a project like this. So I'm gonna get this coat on. What I'll do is I'm gonna go all the way around, slide your hand around. I am going to finish painting this just as you would at home. And then I'm gonna let it dry. And we'll come back and put the second coat on because all you're doing is once again going around, keeping your strokes, coming down to the bottom. We'll let this dry and then we'll finish up the project. But this is just a great little project that you can give as a gift, you can use for yourself. So there. Coat done. I'm gonna dry and I'll be back and we'll get the second one going as well. Okay, so we're back and our first coat is dry. I'm gonna start the second coat, which this time I put my glasses on because you're gonna wanna be a little bit more meticulous with your strokes. So I'm gonna start putting the paint on. As your paint was drying, I don't know if you noticed, but chalk paint tends to dry much quicker than an acrylic based paint. So here we are, just giving it nice. An area of contention here will be on the rim, but what you won't realize is that that will be covered with the scarf. So don't go nuts along the top because again, that is where the scarf will be. You're gonna wanna be more cautious down on the bottom area here. So again, just nice, neat up and down brush strokes, and then a little bit on the bottom, giving it a smooth look. Go around. These jars, these shaker jars, can be bought at any sort of restaurant, depot, or I believe Bed Bath & Beyond has them. And you know, this is also can be done with other types of items. Here is one I did with a mason jar. This was just a simple mason jar. Your tops, by the way, came black. That's because we sprayed them. but you could spray any top black or even paint it black. They have the chalk paint in black. So I'm gonna go back to giving this another little coat, coming around, hitting the bottom too. So yeah, we'll give this a coat. And another trick to helping it dry is using a hair dryer. So you just kind of put your hair dryer on a low speed and yeah, you give it a little hot air and it will dry even quicker if you're impatient. Otherwise, just put it down, go grab something to eat. I'm gonna come spinning it on my hand. You could also leave it on the surface and spin your bag if you wanted to. But, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I think it makes a great conversation piece with the family. You just kind of go around the bottom, hit this area. All right, so it has a second coat on it. I think I got it all. Maybe I'll put a little bit more down here. And I'm gonna let it dry, use my hair dryer. We'll come back and we'll get started on the buttons and the scarf. Okay, so I'm just using the dryer to finish up the second coat. It looks great. And now that it's dry, we can get started on the scarf and the buttons. So because the buttons are not fully centered, we'll put the scarf on first. So I'll go ahead and wrap the scarf, get it even on the top, wrap it around and tie it right at the edge of where the lip starts on the shaker. So we'll move it up. You could add a little bit of hot glue to hold the scarf down, but you really don't need it because it really is secure with your knot. Perfect little scarf on there. Then you take your 3 buttons and you align them up centered off of the scarf. So I'll put them down. The buttons have a flat side and a rim side. So I'll want to put the flat side down. So that looks pretty good. Again, this doesn't have to be perfect. It's homemade. So you take your hot glue gun and you start with your button. Just put a little bit of glue around the edge of the button. There it goes. Put your 4 buttons, press down a little bit. If you get a little glue, you can just kind of take that off. Go to the next button. Put the glue around the edge of the little round. If it hits the circles, it's okay. You want to put them down so the 4 little holes in the button are aligned. There's 2. Just turn that a little bit before it dries. And then your last one right there. Put a little bit of glue. I ran out of glue. I have my extra glue stick right here. Put that in. Push down. Get a little glue on there. We'll put it right there. There you go. I got a little string of glue. Not a big deal. It rubs right off of the chalk paint. I'll just fix this up a little bit. So yeah, you pick off your little glue strands, swipe it off of your buttons, and there you go. It's really coming together nicely. So once you put your black lid on, how adorable. You could put cheese in it. I have my cheese one, so what I was gonna do is just take some of my sprinkles and put some sprinkles in here for our Sunday bar. I thought that would be a lot of fun for the kids. But yeah, a great conversation piece and a lot of fun for the winter season, not just the holidays. You leave it out all winter. It was really fun doing this. I hope you enjoyed our virtual program. Enjoy the rest of the holidays, and we'll see you soon. Take care.